a little teary-eyed. But yeah, and then I wake up the next day and like have a phone call like with my lawyers for one of the lawsuits, and I knew that it was gonna be like a big L. And it, like, I'm just sitting on the phone call for literally like something I did not do. Like it's and it goes back to like people just like attacking Jake Paul and like wanting to see me fail for literally like fucking nothing. Like they're suing me for something I didn't do. Like, on God, it's just the most bullshit thing. And I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money for no reason. And I'm like, it just pisses me the fuck off. And then
you're good. Take a break.
Yeah, take a breather. We can sit for a second. Why don't you?
I fucking hate.
Why don't you go give your brother a hug before I do? Maybe you can sit on that side with him for a second.
So it looks like Jake Paul just lost everything after what went down in the ring. And if you thought things couldn't get worse, let's talk about the absolute KO Jake just took from the legend himself, Mike Tyson. Yeah, you heard that right. Jake was supposed to face off with Iron Mike in the ring, but the drama hit a whole new level before the bell even rang. Rumor has it that Mike wasn't playing around and gave Jake a taste of real boxing before the fight even happened, literally. Tyson reportedly landed a brutal punch on Jake during a sparring session, and trust me, it was enough to shake his entire world. This punch didn't just rattle Jake physically, it basically shattered any hope he had left for a legit boxing career.
I'm retiring from boxing. I'm getting hit in the fucking face every single day.
Now this could really be the final straw. Jake's already drowning in lawsuits, accusations of steroid use, and a string of embarrassing knockouts. But this blow from Tyson, it's game over. The boxing community has been roasting him non-stop, and fans are seriously doubting if Jake can even step into the ring anymore. He's been exposed on so many levels, and Mike Tyson's punch might just be the final nail in the coffin. At this point, Jake's whole career is crumbling faster than he can try to piece it together. Jake Paul isn't just some random YouTuber who stumbled into fame. He's been hustling for years. From his early days as a Vine star to being one of the most controversial creators on YouTube, Jake always had a knack for grabbing attention. His vlogs, pranks, and larger-than-life personality catapulted him into superstardom. But here's the thing, fame doesn't last forever. The louder you are, the harder you fall. And Jake's fall might just be the most epic one yet. He ventured into boxing thinking he could take over that world too. And while he pulled off some impressive wins, that success didn't come without its fair share of controversies. Fake beefs, rigged fights, and clout chasing became the narrative of his career. But now, the whole world's watching as Jake Paul's empire crumbles. And trust me, it's not pretty. Alright, so let's get into the real juicy part. Jake Paul's knockout during a sparring session with Mike Tyson. Yep, you heard that right. Jake didn't even make it to the official fight before things went completely off the rails. It all went down in a private sparring session that was supposed to be a quiet little test to see where both athletes stood ahead of their highly anticipated clash on November 15, 2024 at the AT&T Arena. But as you already know, nothing stays quiet when it involves Jake Paul, especially an epic fail like this. The session wasn't open to the public, so no fans were watching. It was meant to be a low-key way for both Jake and Mike to size each other up, check their conditioning, and figure out how they could match each other's skills ahead of the big day. I mean, let's be real, there's a major age gap between these two. Mike Tyson is 58 years old, while Jake Paul is only 27. So, making sure that the fight doesn't turn into a complete mismatch is crucial. No one wants to see a fight that is just one-sided, right? Fans want competition, not a walk in the park for either athlete. But here's where it gets wild. During the sparring session, things got way more intense than anyone expected. Mike Tyson, being the beast that he is, wasn't going to take it easy on Jake just because it was a spar. I mean, this is Iron Mike we're talking about, one of the most feared boxers in the history of the sport. And he's just as scary pushing his 60s.
Stay tuned. We're getting ready for you.
So when Jake stepped into that ring, it was clear he wasn't ready for what was coming. Reports say Jake was trying to hold his own, throwing punches and bobbing around, but he quickly realized Tyson's experience and power were on another level. Out of nowhere, Mike landed a clean shot that dropped Jake to the canvas, hard. This wasn't just some friendly tap either. The punch was enough to leave Jake stunned and struggling to get back on his feet. And get this, word spreads fast. Even though the spar was supposed to be private, video clips of the knockout started leaking online almost immediately, and the entire fight world was buzzing about it. Now, let's not forget the importance of these sparring sessions. The whole point of them is to make sure both fighters are on the same level before they step into the ring for a real fight. With such a big age difference between Jake and Mike, it's crucial to ensure the matchup isn't a total wash. Fans are expecting a fight, not a massacre. Imagine the disappointment if Jake goes down in the first round when the actual fight happens. No one wants that. But after seeing Jake crumble during the spar, people are seriously questioning if this fight is even worth it anymore. Jake's always been cocky, talking about how he can take down legends, but Tyson might just be the one to finally shut him up for good. It's one thing to knock out retired athletes and YouTubers, but Mike Tyson is a whole different beast. He's been in the ring with real champions, and despite being 58, he's still got that knockout power that made him famous. But wait, that's not all. If you thought the knockout was bad enough, Mike Tyson decided to turn things up a notch by hitting Jake Paul with some serious steroid accusations. And listen, Tyson didn't just throw random shade, he came with receipts completely blindsiding Jake and sending shockwaves through the fight world. Now, we all know this isn't Jake's first time being accused of taking performance-enhancing drugs. Ever since the problem child made the wild leap from YouTube prankster to heavyweight boxer practically overnight, people have been raising their eyebrows at how quickly he bulked up and transformed his body. Let's not forget that UFC President Dana White was one of the first major figures to point fingers at Jake and his sudden athletic prowess. And let's be honest, if there's anyone who knows when something fishy is going on in the fight world, it's Dana White. He's seen it all, from sketchy deals to dodgy fighters, and when he speaks up, people listen. Dana's been calling out Jake for a while now, even challenging him to undergo random drug tests to prove that he's not juicing. I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids, so I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
But guess what? Jake dodged the challenge, big time. And we've got to ask, what do you have to hide, Jake? I mean, if you're innocent, wouldn't you be the first to roll up your sleeve and take that test? But no, Jake straight up refused, which only made people even more suspicious. Now Mike Tyson's coming in with accusations of his own, saying Jake's rapid transformation didn't happen naturally. Tyson claims to have actual proof that Jake's been using performance-enhancing drugs. And that's where things get really messy. It's one thing to accuse someone of juicing, but when a legend like Tyson brings out evidence, it's a whole different ballgame. Tyson didn't just toss out a wild claim to stir up drama. He reportedly has details about Jake's use of PEDs, and he's not afraid to let the world know. The accusations are pretty much blowing up online, and it's got everyone talking. Like, how did Jake go from a YouTuber pulling pranks to a boxer with the physique of a pro athlete in such a short time? Fans and critics alike are connecting the dots and wondering if Jake's success in the ring has been boosted by more than just hard work and dedication. And let's be real here. In the fight world, steroid accusations are a massive deal. If there's even a hint that a fighter's been using PEDs, it can destroy their entire reputation. People want to believe that athletes win because of their skill, their discipline, their sheer grit, not because they've been juiced up. This isn't some little and it's clear his reputation is on the line. So there you have it, Fight World. That's all I have for you today. Do you think Jake still deserves a spot in the fight world? Fill the comment section with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.